Good morning, and I am so pleased to join you all. My name is Rhiley Huntington, and I am a zookeeper. When you first meet many zookeepers and ask them how they came to do what they're doing, often their answer is, well, I've always wanted to be a zookeeper. However, that's not the case for me. When I was a little girl, I think I dreamt about everything under the sun. Scientist, artist, writer, teacher, to fly an airplane just once. When I dreamt, it was in the extremely abstract. As I grew older, I think I fell in love with most everything that I tried. In a world as amazing as ours, it's an easy thing to do. By the time I was your age, I was convinced I was going to be a graphic designer. Then came advanced placement art. For those unfamiliar with the course, APR requires students to focus their work. I could choose only one theme, one medium. Up until this point, I'd been told that artists were inventive, resourceful, and above all else, flexible. I was miserable. I panicked in mid-year, I dropped the class. Junior year, and I was back to the drawing board, or rather away from it. It was my mid-high school crisis. Then, as in all good love stories, someone new came along. It was beautiful, ordered, and artistic in ways that I had yet to imagine. It was biology. As I learned more and more, it felt like something clicked so smoothly. It was like oars cutting into water. It felt like I walked outside and stepped into a world where everything was written in the same language, rocks and trees and people and birds, humming parts of the same song. I saw the world through new and awestruck eyes. When you become passionate about something, you begin to live as though your sole purpose is to fill this infinite gap in the universe. First, that gap needs to be filled with knowledge. In the past 5 years, I've traveled, talked, and planted, researched, written, and read. Of course, at some point, this begins to feel like it's just not enough. You start to look for your purpose. Why am I doing the things that I am doing beyond my own desire to do so? How can I become more than just my education? You start stuffing the gap with experiences rather than just thoughts. In my case, I researched bats, taught camps and overnights here at the Science Center, and began work as a seasonal keeper at Blank Park Zoo. Which brings us to today. My name is Rhiley Huntington. I am a small mammals kids kingdom keeper. My purpose is to keep the more than 90 animals my team and I care for alive, happy, and safe. To this end, I will weather any weather, endure physical and emotional discomfort, and learn every day from my animals. And I have fun too. Best parts of my job? I form close emotional bonds with the animals that I care for. I get to spend most of each day outside. I work with a phenomenal team of women who challenge each other to be the best they can be every day. I get to interact and educate the public about the zoo and the animals that are in it. Most challenging parts of my job? Well, if you don't like strong smells, you probably shouldn't be a zookeeper because there is poop and a lot of it. Sometimes I can be more physically strong because, well, hay bales are never going to get any lighter. And then there's losing animals. It creates these small darknesses that you have to learn to deal with so you can keep doing your best for everyone else. But Rhiley, you say, what about that infinite gap? Is it filled? How are you going to fix it? In 1929, Edwin Hubble discovered that our universe is constantly expanding. Later, scientists have expanded on his work, saying that as the spaces in our universe expand, galaxy spaces will expand, stars will die, creating black holes. That's inevitably, we are to become a galaxy of gaps. A billion holes needing to be filled by 1,000,001 individuals passionate about something, driven by something. This is the beauty of a room filled with young women such as ourselves. We each, by our knowledge, our experiences, and ultimately our purpose, can fulfill the universe. As for my purpose, well, I'm still working to completely define it. I know that I'm dedicated to a world in which we humans act as guardians of our environment rather than its arbitrators. I believe in the power of large-scale, exciting organizations such as the zoo and the Science Center to effect changes in the lives of everyday people. When I was a little girl, I dreamt in the abstract. Scientist, artist, writer, teacher, pick just one, everyone said. Here's the funny thing. I am a scientist. I study and observe animals every day. I present programs here at the Science Center, and I interact with other scientists and with the public. But I am also a writer. In my senior year of college, I completed my honors thesis in poetry and capped the whole thing off with a public reading. I'm also an artist. I've learned to blow glass and a metalsmith, and I recently designed the promotional materials for the zoo's newest regional conservation project, plant, grow, fly. And it turns out I'm also a teacher. I'm standing before you all today at 22 years old, saying that I most definitely do not have all the answers, and neither should you. What I do know is that we are living in an era in dire, dire need of women passionate about STEAM-driven careers. That's science, technology, engineering, arts, and mathematics. As of 2008, women compose more than 50% of only one field of the sciences, biology. Where are we? Research has shown women's brains are uniquely connected between the hemispheres. That's, we are engineered to integrate analytical and creative thought. We have this great perspective, yet we're not represented. And it's not as if I'm the first person to not have all the answers. This guy did so-so in school studying religion until he started getting excited about nature and God's role in it. On a whim, he joined a geology class going to Wales to test the waters and see if he was any good at science. And so he ended up in this place, Kim Idwal, in the mountains of Snowdonia. Years later, he realized that the place I'm sitting in is a perfect example of a valley created by glaciers, demonstrating the incredible age and power of our Earth. Less than a year after completing his course, Charles Darwin joined an expedition on the Beagle, and, well, the rest is history. My name is Rhiley Huntington. I am, by trade, a zookeeper, but I'm also a scientist, an artist, a writer, and a teacher. I'm only just beginning to fill my chosen gap. The real question today is, who are you?